Hello and Jai Swaminarayan to all. As you all know that for standard 9 science we have completed our chapter 10 gravitation. Today we are going to solve some of the exercise question of chapter 10. So let's see. Question that we are going to solve is question number 3. What is the magnitude of gravitational force between the earth and a 1 kg object on its surface? Means we have to find the magnitude of gravitational force between the earth and a 1 kg object on its surface, and the mass of earth is given as 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg, and the radius of earth is 6.4 multiplied 10 raised to 6 meter. So let's try to solve this. We know that according to the universal law of gravitation, the gravitational force that is exerted on an object of mass m is given by force F is equals to G, universal gravitational constant G, multiplied by mass of earth multiplied by mass of object divided by the radius square. Here we have the mass of earth as 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg and mass of object as 1 kg. The universal gravitational constant G is equals to 6.7 multiplied 10 raised to minus 11. And since the object is on the surface of earth, the radius of R is equals to radius of earth, which is 6.4 multiplied 10 raised to 6 meter, and by substituting all this value in our equation of force, we'll get the force F is equals to 6.7 multiplied 10 raised to minus 11 multiplied by 6 into 10 raised to 24 multiplied by 1 divided by 6.4 multiplied 10 raised to 6 whole square. And by solving this equation, we'll get the value of force is equals to 9.8 Newton. So the magnitude of the gravitational force between earth and a 1 kg object on its surface is 9.8 Newton. So this is the solution for question number 3. Now we will move to our next question. The next question that we are going to solve is question number 10, which is Amit buys few grams of gold when he is at the pole as per the instruction of one of his friend. Means Amit is buying or buys free gold when he is at pole from the instruction of one of his friend, and then he handovers that gold to his friend who is at the equator. Means the Amit buy gold from a pole and he handover that gold to his friend at equator. Then we have to know or find that will the friend agree with the weight of the gold Amit bought, and if not, then why. The hint is that the value of the G means gold is the value of G, which is acceleration due to gravity, is greater at the poles than at the equator. Means the value of G will be less at the equator. So according to our answer, the weight of body on earth is given by weight W is equals to m, mass of the body, and G, acceleration due to gravity. So the value of G is greater at the pole than that of the equator. So the value of G is greater at pole and less at equator, and therefore the gold at equator weighs less at the poles, and hence Amit's friend will not agree with the weight of the gold Amit bought. So this was our answer for question 10. Now we will move to our next question. The next question that we are going to solve is question number 16, which is calculate the force of gravitation between the earth and the sun. Given the mass of the earth is equals to 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg and the sun is 2 into 10 raised to 30 kg. The average distance between these two is 1.5 multiplied 10 raised to 11 meter. Means we have to calculate the force of gravitation between our earth and the sun in this question. So let's look at the answer. According to the universal law of gravitation, the force of attraction between the earth and the sun is given by force F is equals to G, which is our universal gravitational constant, multiply mass of sun multiply mass of earth divided by radius square. Means here radius r is the average distance between the earth and the sun. So we have given the values of all these in our question. Means the mass of our sun is given as 2 into 10 raised to 30 kg, mass of earth is 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg, r is given as the 1.5 multiplied 10 raised to 11 meter, which is average distance between the earth and sun, and the G, which is our universal gravitational constant, which is equals to 6.7 multiplied 10 raised to minus 11. Now substituting all the values in our equation of force of attraction between earth and sun, will get F is equals to 6.7 multiplied 10 raised to minus 11 multiplied by 2 into 10 raised to 30 multiplied by 6 into 10 raised to 24 divided by 1.5 multiplied 10 raised to 11 whole square. And by solving this equation, we'll get the value of force of attraction between earth and sun is equals to 3.57 multiplied by 10 raised to 22 Newton. And hence the force of gravitation between the earth and sun is 3.57 multiplied 10 raised to 22 Newton, which is our answer. Now we'll move to our next question. Next question that we are going to solve is question number 17, which is a stone is allowed to fall from the top of a tower which is 10 meter high, and at the same time another stone is projected vertically upward from the ground with velocity of 25 meter per second. Means when a stone is allowed to fall from the top of tower 100 meter high, another stone is thrown in upward direction from ground and its velocity is 25 meter per second. We have to calculate when and where these two stones will meet. So let's look at the answer. Let the two stones meet after a time t. Say t means t is our assumption, that we assume that our stone meets after a time t. When the stone is dropped from the tower, the initial velocity of that stone is 0 meter per second. Let the displacement of the stone in time t for the top of tower be s, and acceleration due to gravity g is 9.8 meter per second square. We all know that. Now from the equation of motion, s is equals to u into t plus 1 by 2 at square, we'll get s is equals to 0, which is our initial velocity, multiplied by t, which we don't know. We have assumed that the two stones meet at t. So 0 multiplied by t plus 1 by 2 multiplied by g, which is our acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8 multiplied by t square, and hence we'll get the value of displacement of the stone in time ts is equals to 4.9 t square, which will be our equation 1. Now what when the stone is thrown in upward direction? At that time the initial velocity of the stone is 25 meter per second, which is already given in the question. And let the displacement of the stone from the ground be s dash. Means here also we have to take the displacement of stone from the ground as s dash, and acceleration due to gravity g is minus 9.8 meter per second, as we are throwing the stone in opposite direction from downward to upward. So the equation of motion you all know is s equals to u multiply t plus 1 by 2 at square, and by substituting the value for displacement of stone from ground, which is s dash, is equals to substituting the value of this equation, we'll get s dash is equals to 25 multiplied by t minus. Why we take minus here? Because we have the gravity g in negative, because it is going from downward to upward. So we take 25 multiply t minus 1 by 2 multiply 9.8 into t square, and by solving this equation we'll get the value of s dash is equals to 25t minus 4.9 t square, which will be our equation 2. So our equation 1 was the value for when the stone dropped from the tower to downward is s is equals to 4.9 t square, equation 1, and the equation 2 was for when the stone is thrown in upward direction is s dash is equals to 25t minus 4.9 t square. Now the combined displacement of both these stones as the meeting point is equals to the height of tower, which is 100 meter. So by combining the displacement of these two equations will be equal to the height of tower, means s dash plus s will be equals to 100 meter. And by substituting the value of s dash and s in this, will get 25t minus 4.90 plus 4.90 equals to 100. And by solving this equation we'll get value of t is equals to 100 by 25. Why we get this? Because in above we have minus 4.90 square plus 4.90 square, so they will be removed, and we'll have 25t is equals to 100. And when we move the 25 in multiplication from right hand side, it will go in division, and so we'll have value of t is equals to 100 divided by 25 seconds, which will give us answer as 4 seconds. So the value of our time t, which we have assumed as t, is equals to 4 seconds, and in 4 seconds the falling stone has covered a distance given by equation 1 as s is equals to 4.9 4.9 t square. So now we'll substitute the value of this t in our equation 1 and equation 2. We'll get the value for falling stone covered distance s is equals to 4.9 multiply 4 square is equals to 78.4 meter. Means the covered distance by the stone that is thrown from upward is 78.4 meter, and therefore the stone will meet after 4 seconds at a height. Means after crossing 4 minutes both the stone will meet. Means after 100 minus 78.4, which is equals to 20.6 meter from the ground, so the both the stone will meet at 20.6 meter from the ground. So this is our solution for question number 70. So these are the few questions from exercise that I have tried to solve for you. Now the rest of the exercise you have to solve by yourself, and if you have any query then you can ask me. Thank you.